All right, let's shift our focus here to game four of the World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. Of course, we mentioned Dodgers looking to punch their ticket here to winning the World Series and sweeping the Yankees. Seems like Griffin that it will be a bullpen day for the LA Dodgers and Luis Gil getting the start here for the New York Yankees. Yankees currently are opened up minus 130, starting to see some movement here on the line towards the Yankee side at minus 135, plus 115 on the comeback price here for the LA Dodgers. Total is set at 8.5. Do the Yankees have a heartbeat here, Griffin, or the Dodgers wrapping it up in game four?
I mean, the Yankees have a heartbeat. We're seeing it from initial 5 cent move to the Yankees side with Luis Gil, who I think no everyone's guessing what Luis Gil will do. I
Yeah.
think we know that a bullpen game is going to be redlining and trying to get as much as you can from each guy, but we're probably going to see a carousel of relievers of pitchers coming out of the Dodgers bullpen. Man, I'm surprised to hear that there's initial money coming in on the Yankees, but I guess it flowed in all the way tonight and they never even sniffed a lead. So should I be surprised? Maybe I shouldn't be. I mean, at home, desperation to not get swept. I just don't think that helps. Like, yes, in a third game of a series in July when you're about to hit the West Coast for a trip, you probably want to rest your starters after you took the first two games or something like that. But
Yeah.
this is the World Series. The Dodgers aren't doing that. The Yankees aren't gonna put a better lineup together that's been slumping for a long, long time. I just feel like, especially when the weather gets cold, a team that relies on home runs, yes, it's a small park, but you gotta you gotta hit it pretty hard to get out of any sort of ballpark. And against they're not gonna have we're trying to get this guy through 3 innings type of situation with any of these Dodgers relievers. I just don't think that goes well for the Yankees. I think it's really hard. We've seen it. That's why the Major League Baseball, the geniuses behind the cloaks back there, that they're going to try to figure out a way to keep these umpires just blowing games left and right, but also to outlaw the bullpen game because shifting made it too obvious that pull hitters on the left side couldn't hit above 200 in batting average, basically ended Brian McCann's career. I just to me, good luck if you're betting the Yankees here. Luis Gil has got great stuff, but has about as much control as a drunk driver. So I just don't really know what to expect from him ultimately. I think maybe he throws well, but the Yankees bullpen is certainly weaker, has been seen a lot. I mean, give me the Dodgers. I'm tempted a little bit to see some runs in this one after we've seen essentially the first three games go under until a 10th inning walk-off grand slam for Freddie Freeman,
Mhm.
but just to barely push a total. But man, I don't really see much interest for me as a in a home favorite here.
Yeah, and Louis Hill last start came back on Thursday, October 18th. So about what? That's almost 2 weeks now. Not 2 weeks, a little less than 2 weeks, about 11 days since he's pitched for this Yankees team, which was against the Cleveland Guardians. 4 innings, 2 earned runs. He gave up in that game, 3 strikeouts. He also had 3 walks in that game. And, maybe the information or not the stats and the data is a little outdated now going back to the regular season, but he ended the season in very, very poor form. Did Lewis Heel, but that was all the way back in September there, about over right around a month now, which was against the Pirates. 5 and 2/3, 6 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, and walks continue to be a concern for him. I will say this about Luis Seal. I feel like he was a better pitcher at Yankee Stadium this season. I mean, the numbers were actually, I'm sorry, he was better on the road this season, I should say, slightly with the ERA of 3.43, 3.57 at Yankee Stadium. They're 6-4 at home, 9-3 on the road. But it just feels like it may be too big of a moment here for Luis Seal, right? And I think this Dodgers lineup, like we talked about, Griffin, has just been they've been finding ways. And I think that this could be a game where, like you mentioned, that this Dodgers team has seen this bullpen so many times here already in the first 3 games here of the World Series that they're able to still find offensive success in this game here. So Yeah, I think I'm on the Dodgers side here as well. I think they get it done here. Barring anything early from the Yankees, which I've been harping on, it just doesn't seem like it's happening right now for this team here. So, as much as I want to see runs in this game, I just can't put my faith, at least on the Yankee side of things, to produce any type of offense here for this team because what they scored three in game. Sorry, they scored two in game three here. They had three in game one, and then they had two in game two. So they've scored a combined 7 runs through the first 3 games, and that's honestly not going to get it done against this Dodgers team. And I think I mentioned that on the last podcast. So I mean, I think I just want to go back to the well again. I see a 3.5 out there again on their team total. It's a little bit more juice this time, but um, I just think again they're just firing on all cylinders right now. So I'm with you here on the Dodgers money line here, and then again for the Dodgers side of the offense to continue putting up the runs here again. We get all 9 at bats as well for this LA Dodgers team being the road team. Griffin, in your mind, what has to happen? Let alone let's forget about the World Series because there's no teams that ever come back being down 3 games to nothing to win the World Series. What do the Yankees have to do to at least win one game here and maybe try to push this to a game 5?
I think so. Looking at Luis Hill's numbers a little bit deeper, I think you could argue that he's kind of even on home road splits because he's got better strikeout numbers at home, slightly worse ERA, gives up more home runs at home, of course, because you can't pitch in the worst home run ballpark in all of baseball every
True.
time you go out there if they're two different places. Um, I think. Probably the way that the Yankees win this game is, as you said, they need to score early. But if they can't get that, I would think that amongst all the idiotic things that the Dodgers do, usually in game because they don't have any sort of crack staff, rocket scientists that are telling Dave Roberts just to get out of the way. Fortunately, they can't do that during the game yet, I don't think. But um, I think if I'm the Dodgers, I start someone who can handle. I mean, because you're not going to throw your one of your weaker arms out there just to go first, so then you can stack your like in order of leverage the rest of the innings 1 through 9, starting with one your weakest. So I imagine we see someone come out of the bullpen. It might be a Brazier we've seen before, but someone who can match up with a Torres, Soto, Stanton, like top three of a lineup, and you get some good righties in there, and you deal with Soto the way you can, and then try to keep them quiet. So the Yankees need to do something early. They need to get Luis Gil through the first inning, not walking a bunch of people and being really, really at risk of a multi-run home run. Because unfortunately, if he is a little wild to start, which nerves should be big, hasn't pitched in a while. Dodgers saw him fairly recently as well, like before the regular season ended. So like there's not a lot of like this great, oh, he hasn't been seen before. Even Freddie Freeman tonight in the post-game interview mentioned that they hadn't seen Clark Schmidt, but
Yeah.
I mean, that still saw 2 runs in the first inning and like a guy out not even making it through the third. So I think you need length from Luis Gil. You need I don't know that an offense explosion is required because you just need to get ahead and then try to keep adding on. Of course, that would be ideal, but I just don't think that's really going to happen against a bullpen. You're probably going to see a lot of arms, and that's going to make it hard for the Yankees. But a good start from Luis Gil seems very important to me because if he's not throwing well, then I feel like not only does that put them either behind or at least in a shootout early, it also means that the collective groans in Yankee Stadium, like once they get finished saying the people's names throughout the entire first inning, which seems to distract more than anything, honestly. But maybe that's a non-Yankee fan coming out of me. But once they get through that, I mean, the groans when they're not ahead, I think get worse and worse and worse. And I mean, as a football and the European world watcher and follower and better a lot, like it does feel to me that like the supportive crowd is really important at home. And when they start getting frustrated or fed up, I see it so much in soccer. It literally drives me insane. I don't know why you would do that, but I do feel like New York crowds are like that.
Yeah.
And apparently they're really supportive when you're good. But a Kansas City crowd, for example, they're supporting the Royals no matter what. They're bleeding blue. Whereas if the Yankees are not winning 100 games, they're like, what the hell's the problem? And they start booing you if you make a problem or make a bad play. And that's, I think the Yankees have to start fast. It's probably 3 outs in the first inning as quickly as you can get them without surrendering a run. But Dodgers bat first, and that's the best way to start. Throw the first punch, haymaker, and it might knock them out.
Yeah, Luis Gil did face this Dodgers team in the regular season back on June 29th, 5 2/3, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, did give up a home run to Teoscar Hernandez in that game. So they've seen some glimpse of Luis Gil at the LA Dodgers uh, this season. And that was a 6-4 victory for the Yankees in a game where Tyler Glasnow got the start there for the Dodgers, but again, not in the postseason here for this Dodgers team. Anything else, Griffin, for the World Series in general, or anything for Game 4 you want to get off your chest before we get over to best bets?
I feel like Freddie Freeman's going to win MVP.
Yeah, I mean, right now.
I'm stepping out on a limb, but I feel like it might be his and his to lose heading into game four. Like I think it might take the Yankees winning this whole thing to winning four straight, unheard of to take him off the Lions den, King's throne, King's chair, whatever.
Minus 1800 right now is the updated number for Freddie Freeman to win the World Series
So you're saying there's
MVP.
a chance.
So I'm saying there's a chance. Before we do get over to best bets here, Griffin, again, we mentioned it.